If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that sub button for more amazing content. Now, let's jump straight into the video. What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Bofina1, bringing you guys yet another YouTube video. So we all know what's currently going on in the world with the pandemic and just COVID as a whole. Well, many children have returned back to school and COVID cases have been on the rise, specifically for children as those under 12 are not able to be vaccinated. It's really taking a toll on the students as 18,000 Mississippi students have caught COVID-19 in the first month of the school year. Many teachers have told insiders the state of education in Mississippi is a tragedy and they want a mask mandate. One teacher says, in quotes, "There's no discussion around at what point do we protect children over the economy," close quotes. Esther Newell, a public school teacher in Jackson, Mississippi says, in quotes, "The schools are chronically underfunded for decades, so I'm concerned about soap in the bathroom," close quotes. She has also said she was concerned at every level of this because Mississippi does not have a statewide school mask mandate. Last month, one 8th grader at Mississippi Middle School died from COVID-19 just days after Republican Governor Tate Reeves held a press conference claiming that the virus only causes sniffles in children under 18. According to state data, at least 18,825 students have tested positive for COVID-19 and only 46% of Mississippi 12 and older who are eligible to get the vaccine are actually fully vaccinated. Many teachers have stated that they want Reeves to issue a mask mandate for public schools, which I can understand this as if, kids are going back to school, but they're not taking the proper precautions to stay safe, then really what is the point? And to also the other teacher's point, it's like, when do we take the safety of others more into consideration versus the economy? Like, I get it. People got to go to work. People got to do certain things. But if people are dying, people are testing positive, you have to shut everything down. It's the same thing like at work, like a lot of places, like warehouse places. If someone tests positive, typically they have to shut the whole facility down, get everybody tested to make sure that it didn't spread. So it's like, in the same sense, you're having people work, but then at the same time, if someone tests positive, then it affects the whole company. It's the same thing with schools. If so many kids get a positive COVID test, then at some point they're going to end up having to shut down the schools, which is what a lot of schools in the U.S. have already done. They've had to shut down because it's like one kid gets it, then another kid gets it, then another kid gets it. And then next thing you know, it's not just going to be the kids, it's going to be teachers, even if they're vaccinated or not. And I think that's something that people tend to forget, is that just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean you're 100% just protected from the virus. It's like any other vaccine, like the flu vaccine. It just means that if you were to catch it, your symptoms would be more mild, meaning that there's a good chance you probably won't have to be hospitalized, in the ICU, on a ventilator where you can't breathe. And there's a good chance that you won't die from it. And there's also another possibility that you probably won't spread it onto others. But I feel like that's a big misconception, which is why the whole mask mandate is such a big deal, especially for those like 12 and under that can't get vaccinated, because it helps the spread, it stops it, because it travels through the nose, the eyes, all this stuff, the mouth, blah, 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 blah. So it's like, it helps with the transfer of it to other students. It doesn't mean that it won't completely stop it, but it does stop the spread of it. And really, in all reality, even if you don't have COVID, like you're sick, which is what people should have been doing for quite some time, is that if you have a cold, you're coughing, you really should have been wearing a mask. Like, people should have been wearing masks years ago, because it stops the spread of whatever you have from passing on, or germs passing on to other people. So I can understand the frustration of these students. Like, I feel like a lot of people, at least from my perspective, I think a lot of people, they don't understand it. They're like, oh, that's their job. I mean, yeah, that's their job, but it comes to a point. At what point do we say, okay, yeah, this is the teacher's job to teach students, but at what point do we take the teacher safety into consideration? They have a family, they got loved ones, they got friends, just like these kids do. So it goes both ways. And I just see that eventually more of these schools are just gonna get shut down because people don't want to follow protocol. There's no mask mandate, and the virus is constantly spreading with all these different variants. And at first it was told, or it was seen to be, that kids were not having an issue getting it. Well, now they are, because it's so much of it around, because there's a lot of adults that are spreading it, and they're not vaccinated. So guess what? Your kids are going to get it because you're living with them. People have been at home with their kids for like over a year, so it's a lot that's going on. I'm pretty sure more information will come out, but I definitely understand the perspective from these teachers. Like, you're fed up, you're tired of it. It's frustrating, and it's exhausting. It's mentally exhausting. But let me know you guys' thoughts about this down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll chat with you later. Peace, Finn Army.